There's a carpenter ant on my bale. I'm not an ant keeper, I'm a beekeeper. Well, hey there folks, this is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike and I do bees. Welcome back to another day in my 2020 beekeeping season where I take you all the way from winter through to the next fall here in my small operation in southeast Louisiana. And remember, as always, this is not a how-to video. I'm no expert and I'm not here to tell you how to take care of your bees or how to do things in your area or your region. I'm just here logging a day at a time in the season here in southeast Louisiana for me. And I hope you have enjoyed it if you have been watching. But if you do pick up any tips and tricks, that's wonderful. And if you have any tips and tricks for me, please be sure and leave them in the comments section. So guys, what am I doing today? Well, it's a Thursday and I'm off work. You know, everything going on in the world today, they have got everybody home for the most part here in my state, but it's Thursday and I usually don't do major bee work on weekdays. I just do little things after work normally, but today I need to go ahead and take advantage of the time off. So I got about 10 deeps taken care of and about 100 frames built and foundation in all of them. And I'm gonna go start doubling up my hives. It's getting to be, we're at the end of March right now. I think it's the 27th, 28th, something like that. And the bees are building, there's nectar flowing. Not a lot of nectar, but enough on some of the privet that's coming out. There's some privet starting to bloom. There's still some butterweed around. There's clover everywhere. And need to go ahead and take care of getting some boxes on because they're bringing nectar in and they are drawing some comb. We saw that in some of the swarms that I brought home and put frames in. So as far as going in and putting boxes on, basically I'm gonna put boxes on all the singles that have plenty of bees in them and have at least 6 frames. So I'll be popping the tops on those. I won't be popping the tops on everything because I have queens being made and they're still not even due to be laying yet. Matter of fact, most of them are sitting at about 3.5 weeks right now. So I'll leave those hives alone. They've got at least another week before we start worrying about eggs. I do want to look at the nukes that I have, including the little tiny swarm, because they're now laying, they're building, so I've got viable queens. So I do want to look at those because I may have some queen issues coming out of all these splits and I want to make sure I'm ready. I have that other hive that was kind of mean. You know, I want to combine it. I do want to look last, of course. I want to look in that one single that had the queen left that's sitting on top. I left the vertical split on top. The bottom has hardly any bees. And we'll probably go down and take a look at the abandoned hive that I put the excluder in and see if the queen has started laying down in the bottom brood chambers. I hope it's not getting too boring for you guys, but it's my season, it's what I do, and that's what I'm here to do, is document my season all the way through. Well, anyway, guys, pretty much that's it. Hey, about this on my face, I think it's poison ivy. It's something that got on my face, and I work outside a lot, and if poison ivy, if I get that oil, I've had it whipped across my face like that, where I've rubbed my finger or something, I get a big old streak of it. I'm that allergic to that stuff. When I was young, I don't remember getting it at all. I remember climbing riverbanks out of the river and poison ivy everywhere. I never remember getting poison ivy. I got older and I can look at this stuff and I get it. So I think I got a wisp of that, plus I got a little bit of sunburn because I wasn't anticipating how hot it really was the other day when I was working outside at work and I didn't have my big hat on. So I got a little burn on the face in addition to that, so my face is burning right now, but that's okay. My face can wait, the bees can't. Let's get busy. Alright folks, here's a hive that was split. I'm just going to pop the top. Now I'm not going to put deeps on these necessarily, the ones making queens, because I don't want to mess up what the hive looks like as far as her reorienting. They don't have a lot of bees in here. They like my new gloves, got me some new gloves. Actually I've had them, I just finally broke them out. So not a ton of bees, so we need her to hurry up and get busy. But what I don't want to do is put a box on here and have the hive looking different to her. If she's already been out doing mating flights or something, we don't want to mess up that reorientation. All right. This is a hive. It was doing really well as a single, and we put a double on it a couple weeks ago. Let's look at the numbers, because I also want to see if I need to put some supers on. So I guess we do a little more inspecting. Yeah, they're up here. Let's see what they're doing up here though. Let's see if they're pulling any wax. A little bit, very little, but they're moving. This side is more so. They're pulling it out slowly. Again, it's a very low nectar flow right now. Yeah, so they got polished cells. So what we have here is we have polished cells. Hopefully you can see that. Move it up a little bit. I have polished cells through here. I have nectar. Wonder if the queen's up here. Take a quick gander. Yes, absolutely. So those are full of eggs. Awesome. Now, if you were building fast, you put a feeder on this, they draw it all the way out. I'm gonna let the nectar take care of it. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames of bees. They're drawn on either side. I can see that drawn, so I'm just gonna leave them alone for now. So in here, guys, this is number 3. This is one that wasn't quite ready. We pulled a feeder from it to give them more frames, to give them some time. See if they have grown enough to put a second deep on, which they're gonna get one most likely. Yeah, they have. Wow. I'd say. Matter of fact, might want to take a look, see if we have any swarm cells started down here. Can't function. Ooh, it's full. Let me take you under for a peek and you can see what I see. All right, guys, here's our bottom. And we got a good heavy box. We got plenty of coverage. We got a nice wide brood nest. This is ideal. Exactly what we want. Growing well. So we're gonna drop it down. We're gonna give them a second deep. And I'll probably just seed 1 frame up. Wow, so these are frames they've drawn out. Wow, look at that. This is frames they've drawn out since we started this series, since we put this box on about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I think it was. Here's what we do. Give them this. They're loaded with brood. These are gonna be loaded with bees soon. Too bad, and we'll take this one here. We'll stick it back in. Take our box in here. And right in here carefully. Be real careful in case I didn't check for a queen. I did just glance at it just now, but just gotta be careful. All right. I'm gonna center these. All right. Done deal. Let's see where this hive is. This is one we gave a second box a while back. I already see brood up in it. I can't remember if we seeded a frame in this one or not. They're drawing foundation. Okay, so over here they're drawing foundation. I can see it. This one's not full. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we've got about 4 boxes. So no need for a super yet on these. We do have a flow rolling in pretty quick, but we'll put it on in another couple weeks. Like I said, just gonna pop the tops on a few. Get out the way, old girl, you're gonna get squished. Pop the tops on a few. Take a look at numbers. No deep inspections unless there's an issue. All right, this was a split. Now this one, this was a different split. This one vertical, so this one just got split. So they, let's look at the numbers, see how they fared. Oh yeah, look at that. This was a brand new split. Let's see if, see if they made a queen cell. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna check and see if we make queen cell. Something I didn't do this year, I usually do, is I put a second box in on the 14th day of my splits. Oh yeah. That's our emergency cell. Y'all see that emergency? Oh man, the shadow's bad. Let me. So we're making a queen. There's our emergency cell. Now, probably a couple more. Now that's odd. That's an odd situation. That queen. I'm gonna get a picture of this. Look at that. They're messing with her. Question is, did I just rip that open? It doesn't look like it. It looks like it was chewed open. It's torn open. That's a dead queen. So there you go. That's why I don't mess with them too much. I've never seen that before, but we do have another good one going in, so I'm gonna leave them alone. All right, moving on to the other stands. Again, the pitfalls of letting them make their own queens. There's plenty of them now. I'm not advocating this splits method that I do and all that because it's the greatest way to do it at all. It's just the way I do it without buying queens. I live with this. I live with the disadvantage of the time that I lose and the fact that I don't get 100% on queens, and I never have. I think I did when I had like 4 hives, but you can't help but get it then, because the numbers aren't against you as bad, it seems like. But just look at these numbers. This is 7. The numbers are low, 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 guys. Low, terribly low. Detrimentally low. So not a good situation. See, this one's got great numbers. This one's got great numbers in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 frames. Happy with that. Not gonna mess with it. A new queen. See, these are the ones where I'm like, well, let me see how heavy it is. See, it's loaded up pretty good. Do I give them some comb to begin building on and lose the chance of my queen reorienting? That's the question I have. Because they're full, and I want to get the doubles on. We just put some foundation there. If they want to build up, they can build up. All right, moving on. Guys, this is that little nuke. If you've been following the whole season, this is the one we found way at the beginning. Had a super seizure at the beginning of February of all times. And then we found a virgin queen in it. And then we watched her grow. And then she was laying. We'll see how she's doing. Because if she's doing good, this is going to be a hive that we use to requeen somebody with. They're storing nectar. More bee bread. No, I'm sorry. I take that back. Wow. So I don't know if you can tell, that entire frame is full of larvae. Larvae from one end to the other. She might be. Yeah, there she is. I say I doubt she's on there, and there she is. Our queen. It's like my new gloves. Nice contrast, right? She's a good queen. We like her. Let's put her in here. I see her. I keep my eye on her best I can. I don't want to roll her. And I go ahead and slide this in nice and careful. We're good. Alright guys, let's look next door. This is number 10. It was a split. Let's see if they got a lot of numbers. No, they as well are low, low, low on numbers. Low on numbers. Matter of fact, this is even lower than the other. This is not good. Like this is actually looking bad. I'll even open this one up. This doesn't even. So I wonder, in some cases, if these bees thought that the split was a swarm and they kicked off a secondary or what have you, like number 6 did. Yeah, there's not even this. There's no bees in here. I don't even know what this is. It's not even a viable hive. It's going to have to get recombined. Alright guys, so here's what I did. I skipped the hive, which is a hive with a super, no problem. I'm peeking it in a minute. But I went over to this hive. That's this is hive number 12. This was a queen that was split off of another hive. And last check they were queen right, but their numbers weren't great. I was going to check them today to see if they needed a deep anyway. And now that we have that weak hive with a possible virgin in it, what we can do is go ahead and combine it with this. I don't think there's a virgin in that. I don't think there's anything in that. That hive, for some reason, that virgin either went out to mate, because it should be just about that time, and didn't make it back. But we're going to combine it. Save a bunch of the bees, and let's see what the numbers look like in here. Okay, they got good numbers. Wow, they got great numbers. Okay, that's good. This is a queen right hive. They're ready for a deep anyway. This will be a good opportunity to give them some comb, save me a box, because I'm right on the edge of not having enough. Now, I was told, and this was by Michael Bush actually. I questioned him on it, and he gave me an answer on it one day. I was asking about combining a weak and a strong, and he told me you normally want to try and put, look at that drone. Look at that drone brood. He told me you really want to put your strong one on top and let them come through. But in this case, and I usually do that for his advice, but in this case I really don't want to, because that hive, there's just not a ton of bees, and these guys will eat through upward. And I don't want to disturb this queen because she's packing it full. Just trying. Brought my bee brush. That really, to me, just makes them just as mad. I've never seen that make them happy. Look, they're eating my pants up. They don't like that. But I'm trying to be the beekeeper. And here's what we're gonna do. I've probably seen this done 100 times. I do it the same as everybody else. I stick my news. I had the comics for them, but the problem was it was one of them half sheets. Because I don't know if they're gonna want Livingston Tangible Whole Advocate for news, but they got what they got. The comics just weren't available. I try to save the comics for them. Get out of there. You're in the bee brush. Man, them bees get mad in that brush. Same as everybody. All right, guys, let's bring the whole hive over. Bottom board and all. Goodness. All right, so a little moisture on the paper. Not a ton. Same as everybody else does it. I don't do nothing different. I probably put more slices in it than some people I've seen, but that's it. I'll probably put a few in here because we got a weak hive. Yeah, that's a... And now's the time to do this, to sit and wait and continue on. And again, this is a pitfall, making your own queens. I say it again, I'm not making my queens, I'm sorry. It's a pitfall of allowing them to make the queens. But it's one I live with. I know it. I know it's one of them. I know it's a situation sometimes, but it's one I'm good with. I am gonna mess with grafting one day and all, but I just don't really worry with it too much. All right, we got to do with this hive. We're gonna combine it by taking this and sticking it on. Put them in here. Come on, get out of there. There we go. All right, that's done. They got a second deep. That's what we wanted. They have extra bees, which they probably didn't necessarily need, but they need the second deep. They'll chew through that in a couple days, and we'll be good to go. That was a very weak nuke. see what's happening here. Well, I don't think they're weak anymore. That brood came out. Oh my goodness, yeah, this thing's gonna explode. I'll show you why. Yeah, she's doing just fine now. Doesn't look great, but it's because that comb has got stuff in it. But look at this. I think she's doing fine. What do y'all think? So we can use her elsewhere if we need to. Problem is, make sure they're not swarming on us. Wow. Well, they need a bigger box. So, I'm just gonna take this box. Move it out the way for now. Bottom board. There they go. Get a lid on them. And that's done. That was a very pleasant surprise. That's the next one to combine with. Alright, this hive is number 16. It's a queen, right? It was off of a split right up there, right above it. It's got a lot of bees in it. It's doing good and it's quiet. I like that. It's got beetles. I don't like that. Y'all come around here, look. This is a good looking hive, full all the way across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 frames, 7 to 8. So with 7 to 8 frames, we need to go ahead and give them a, it's got a rotten front on it. Give them a second deep. So I'm gonna shut y'all off real quick. I'm gonna go run a quick inspection on number 7. And what I'll do is see if they're worthy of being combined. All right, so what we got? We got number 7. I went back through it. Not a good, I mean, just hardly any bees. And then we're gonna give them no newspaper. Now I got some comic strips and a crossword puzzle for them this time, but that's because they're just single pieces. So I'm gonna give the guys on the bottom the crossword puzzle. And then the classifieds really do them no good, but that's all I got left. So I got them moving. Yeah, there's no queen in here. If there is, she's doomed anyway. And let's mix and match some frames because they got a ton of bee bread. I don't want to give these other bees. I want some space up top. There, and they got some emergency cells they were making, but we're not going to wait on those. And this hive having emergency cells with this few bees, it's too late. They're a day late and $1 short. All bee bread and nectar. And look, now that they got shook, there's hardly any bees even in here. We'll put that in the middle. We'll put this one in the middle. We'll put some bee bread on the outside to get rid of these old frames. No need to keep old nasty frames in here. Good chance to cull them out. That's a good one to keep. We'll keep that one in there. This is bee bread, so it can stay on the edge. Turn that in. This is a good one. Put it in the middle. Alright, it's not much else to do with this. There weren't hardly any bees in there. I did find 2 emergency cells. That tells me there's no queen in there. Those 2 emergency cells, they weren't going to make it. I mean, shoot. She still got 10 days before she'd be even thinking about laying, and more like 15. So, it was a lost cause. Might take them cells and put them somewhere. I don't know where I've got a queenless hive right now, except for maybe number 6, but we'll figure it out. I'll do something with them. I'm gonna keep them warm for now and then put them in a hive All right, guys, before everybody makes all the comments, I know if I did what I'm getting ready to do without telling everybody, I'd get all the comments about those queen cells. So what I'm actually going to do, I got a 2-frame. I'm just going to goof around with this, see what it does. Because I got right now 2 nukes. Well, 1 nuke I turned into a 10-frame, but it's still worthy of taking the queen out of. I got 2 sources for queens if I need them. I don't know who exactly is queenless now besides the 2 I combined, and they're solved. So I'll preserve these 2, and if they're viable cells, we're going to find out. And I'm going to take frame of brood from a good booming hive, put in here, and some bees, 1 shake of bees. I'm going to move them over to the other side of the yard on its own pallet. Let's give them this. It's got some drone, it's got some bee bread, it's got plenty of honey on it, some nectar. Now it's got bees. Move this on the other side of the yard on a pallet, all by itself. Hey guys, have you ever stood in front of the entrance of a hive? Now remember, when I do my vertical splits, I've got the entrance at the back, and I'm working this hive from the back. So I'm blocking their entrance, and they're all starting to swirl around me. Well, let's let them back in their entrance and watch what happens. All right, I moved out of the way. They knew that's where they belong. That hive is absolutely packed. I'm going to split it into a nuke. All right, guys, so after contemplation, and I changed my mind on the go a lot. You got to remember that. How you like my new gloves, by the way? I get these from Man Lake. They got that nylon. I like that nylon. This is that goat skin. Good dexterity. I like them. Go through about 1 a year. So what I've decided is I'm going to take this, see if I can find this queen. This is the mean hive. This is the mean hive. They don't seem to be acting too crazy, but also smoked them a lot. I'm gonna see, can I find her? I'm gonna put her in a nuke, put some brood in there with her, take her away. I'll know she's mean. I'll stick her somewhere else. I'll leave that swarm cell in here. We'll see what happens with them. Remember, the bottom can always be combined. Still trying to make a queen down there, but this will give me a new queen in here. So, hey, it's a win-win. Yeah. There's our cell that's capped. Yep, but let's put this in here for now. I can actually cut that cell off. And leave the cell in. And I know I got a queen one or the other. And then just do a lot of shaking and split them up. I'd really like to find her. Really find that queen. I may very well have her in there. I've taken out all but 1 cell in here, so I got a cell there and a 3/4 way cell here. Obviously, we've got eggs in here. They can make what they need, but we're gonna move a 5-frame off and knock some real estate down for these things. Alright, guys. So yeah, you think we don't need to do something with this hive? It's we've got a split made off of it. I'm gonna go from there. And the only reason I'm doing a split off of it is to knock the numbers down. See if I can get that queen in there, because I couldn't find her in there. She may have been on a frame I put in there. I got a cell in there. Let's see if we can requeen any of these 3. Look at it on that camera. Amazing. Literally attacking it. Let's get out of here. We're done. That's why I opened it last. Well, hey guys, I am next door. I don't know if you can see behind me, got the old abandoned hive. Alright guys, I've opened this one up already. I'm lifting up the supers. without handles. There's our queen excluder. Oh man, holy moly. Yeah, she's in these deeps, all right. I mean, loading them up. She is loading that thing. That thing is full of eggs and larvae. So we got her down here where we want her. You get some supers on this thing eventually. There she is right there. Finally saw her. There she is. There's our queen. The old elusive queen. Alright, we're going to put her back. She's good. Alright, so we got a good laying colony now. We got brood still in the top. I want to let it emerge. We'll give that another couple weeks to emerge up top. Then we'll give them some of my honey supers with drawn comb and let them fill that up. Well, hey folks, that's a wrap for the day. I've actually come in and cooled off a little bit. But it wasn't hot. It was a pretty day out. Beautiful day actually. Humidity's dropped and it's sunshine and blue skies. But you know, I'm gonna break a sweat no matter what. It wasn't bad though. So I did exactly what I said I wasn't gonna do. I went through every hive. But when I'm out there, a lot of times I like to just pop the tops, and that's what I did with some. I just popped the tops on them, and I'm glad I did because I found some problems. So just summarizing everything we did, we went through and didn't check any of the boxes, like didn't go through any boxes that are expecting queens to begin to start laying, because they're sitting at 3.5 to 4 weeks. They're just a little early. So all I did was really just look at numbers. And in 2 of those, I found low numbers. Buzzy bees. I saw the open cells. Maybe she went on a mating flight, she didn't come back. Now one of those in between, man, they're booming, so she's probably back. So what we did was we combined them. I'm not going to waste any time at this point. We're getting ready to be into April. We're a few days away from April. It's going to be time for these hives to be into second deeps, building up and getting their numbers high, because we'll be putting honey supers on, and already have in some of them. So did some quick newspaper combines, took care of that. That should bump those numbers up. And you say, well, the split really, I mean, if it was a failed split, why even bother doing the split? I mean, in the end. But that is one of the pitfalls of letting them make their own queens. There's pitfalls, and I accept those at this point. And really, the split was still a necessary thing because we kept them from swarming, because they would have built up so big. And in the end, I gave the bees to somebody else. The splits, I just went and got back from there. They're doing fine. So, you know, the queen box side of it, they're fine. So yeah, we didn't make some queens. I'm thinking we're about at a 30% to maybe 40%, probably 30% failure this year. I've had years where it was 60% failure, so not doing bad. But again, that's the pitfall of it. You know, you don't always do them. Now, will I buy queens if I have to? I always tell you I don't buy queens. Well, push comes to shove, if I get to a point where I don't have any other queens anywhere else to combine with or whatever, I would probably buy queens, but I haven't had to do that yet. My goal is eventually to graft a few queens, and not a lot. Graft a few queens, put them in some small mating nukes, and have them standing by. But you know, I'm just not there yet. I'm not ready to be there yet. I've got the stuff to do it. I'm just not there yet. And I'm not gonna graft bunches and bunches. But we'll get there. So went through there, had a pleasant surprise with a nuke that was exploding and gonna explode when the brood comes out. Every frame was full, so had to go ahead and put that in a 10 frame. But that's a spare queen right there. And then had the other nuke, she's doing good. That's a spare queen. What else did we do? Went through and split off that mean hive. Now here's the situation. I couldn't find the queen. I looked both times, back and forth through there. Didn't find her in either box. So split some split some frames off with the queen cell. And look, she could have been on those. I didn't look at those that hard. But the bottom line is I left a cell in the nuke. I left a cell in the 10 frame. And I'm going to get a new queen out of one of those. Plus the bottom split is making a new queen. if she succeeds, I'm gonna have at least 2 new queens to see if that works out and if that can tame them down a little bit. But honestly, when you let them make their own queens, you may not tame them down. When you requeen a mean hive, you really should be getting a queen from another stock or buying a queen, and it may get to that point. But right now, I did split them off. Let's let the nuke calm down, see what they do. Let the bottom calm down, see if they are making a new queen, and let the top see if they make a new queen. Whoever doesn't make the queen, we know that we got the old one. She's gone no matter what. And I have a plan for that hive. Should the new queen, one of the new queens, still be just as mean or have just as mean offspring, I have another queen from a nuke I'll put with it. Remember, I've got 2 to actually, with the tiny swarm, 3 nukes and a couple good viable hives that I can combine with. So, you know, builders and swarms and things like that. So we can get that straightened out, and I'm going to get that straightened out. I'm not going to have that hive like that. And I think, what else? Went through the abandoned hive, and now they're all down in the 2 deep. She is laying like a champ. I mean, she was filling that frame I looked at. So I put it back together. About 2 more weeks, be able to strip those supers off and put fresh, good supers on there. Everything else looked pretty good. Numbers were good. I got second deeps put on hives that needed second deeps. That was my main goal out there today, was a lot of these singles to get them up. One of them was still in the process of is still in the process of requeening, and I don't necessarily like putting it on there, but they needed space, and I want them to start building. So in a few days, I'm going to go back through and check the queenless splits, go frame by frame, and see if we've got eggs yet. I did check one of the splits that was successful, and queen was laying great. So, well, hey guys, I appreciate everybody watching. I sure do. I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate all your tips and your feedback, some insight and things like that. I appreciate everybody that watches. I hope you're watching the whole series. If not, you can go back and watch the series. It's all grouped on the 2020 season playlist on my channel. And if you did like it, be sure and give it a big thumbs up. That way it can be recommended to others out there that enjoy beekeeping and track bee pages. Don't forget to share it with your friends, your family, anybody that enjoys watching bees. And don't forget to subscribe, because subscribing, you know, it doesn't cost you anything. And if you give the bell a hit, well then it's going to notify you every time I upload a video. Again, I sure do appreciate you guys watching. This is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Y'all have a great afternoon, and God bless y'all.